President Trump there. He's awaiting the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu right on cue. I believe that Benjamin Netanyahu and his wife are inside that car. Now, of course, they themselves have, well, it's very controversial back in Israel because both are accused of bribery and graft charges. There's a big investigation going on right now, and that has considerably weakened Benjamin Netanyahu's stance on so many things, including Iran, right? Which is what he's going to talk to the president about most likely today. But you can see the warm greeting between the two men, President Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu, and the warm greeting between Mrs. Netanyahu and the American First Lady, Melania Trump. So Nick Foriasos joins me now to talk about this. Nick, I'm going to bring you in, and if you could just, your thoughts on this picture that we're seeing right now.
Well, you noticed how warm of a greeting it is, Carol, and that's totally to be expected because of the fact that Netanyahu is coming away from his country at a time of real scandal. You know, he has these bribery charges against him, and to his allies at home, he needs to project a force of strength. You know, he needs to show them that while things are difficult in Israel against him, that he still has the most important thing in his back pocket, which is a strong relationship with the United States. And so this, you know, this warm greeting you saw is to be expected. Netanyahu is going to bring himself close to Trump, who also is dealing with some scandals back at home, because he wants to show back home in Israel that he is operating from a position of strength.
You are the national politics reporter for Aussie.com. I just wanted to get that in there so everybody knew who you were. I apologize for not saying that sooner. No Jared Kushner, I want to focus on him for just a bit because he met with Netanyahu earlier at the Blair House, and everybody's wondering, they're talking Middle East peace, but Jared Kushner doesn't have a top secret security clearance any longer, so how effective can those talks be?
Well, clearly, Donald Trump thinks that Jared Kushner is still effective in that role. Otherwise, he would have removed him from it and not allowed him to be the first person to talk to Netanyahu upon getting to D.C. So I think that's important. The other thing to realize here is that, you know, the top security clearance problem is really a problem if Donald Trump isn't willing to impart that information to his son-in-law anyway. And we all know that that's probably not the case. Donald Trump can ask Kushner to come into the Oval Office today and show him all the top secret documents, and that is actually a rightful use of his executive privilege. So Kushner is operating with whatever information Donald Trump wants him to be operating with. How effective it is, you know, every president has, you know, chased the carrot on the stick in terms of Middle East peace. It's not likely that we're going to see a ton of progress, but you can expect Trump to be talking about the peace that he's somewhat achieved in Syria over the decline of ISIS under his presidency. And you can also see Trump pointing to the fact that he scored this big political victory in terms of fulfilling his campaign promise of moving the embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Netanyahu's going to be happy with that. Israel's going to be happy with that. And maybe now that there's some calming down of tensions in the region, perhaps you get some sort of, even a small segment of peace through these discussions.
I like your glass half full thing going on there, Nick Foriasos. Thank you so much for joining me. It is back to court today for Bill Cosby. Prosecutors